Good morning and thank you for keeping it Citizen Television. We transition into the social hour. Asante sana for creating time for us. And today we want to talk about the race against time. 2026 ndo imeanza and there's a lot of discussion about what people are supposed to be doing, where they're supposed to be at in life. Kama wanafaa kuwa na watoto by now, you're supposed to be married, you're supposed to have married, unafaa kuwa na kazi. There's a lot of pressure that usually comes kutoka kwa watu, pressure ya society. And that's what we want to talk about, whether it's right and whether you should live your life according to a certain script society is writing for you. Kuna kitu kama hiyo. That's what I want my guests and my panel to help me talk about this particular morning. And joining us, wacha nianzie mwenye amekuwa missing in action, salamu za mwaka mpya. Hapa tutasema Happy New Year hadi March. CJ, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
You make it look like I've missed several shows.
You have.
It's only one.
It's
It's just last week.
I mean, lonely date. We are almost winding up
20th.
January.
Well, it's the second show of the year.
Karibu sana, you've been well?
Yes, I have.
Uh-huh.
Good to see each and every one of you.
Good to see you too.
Right.
Yeah. Cutie?
Tuko fiti.
Tume-overdress. Mimi na wewe.
Leo.
We are killing it this year.
Tunaambia leo. Siku hizi mama kanisa ni nini tuko tu sawa.
You're doing well.
Thank you.
Endelea hivi.
Nashukuru. Ni saa ituacha niwashtue kidogo.
Ya January.
Ya January alafu tukiingia Feb.
Mtaanza material itaanza kwa kidogo. Haya, Roberta?
Good morning.
The color, the vibrance.
Yes, the vibe.
Uko aje lakini?
Oh, I'm amazing. I feel so good. I'm happy. I'm here to share my cheer and joy. So leo nikikugusa tu hivi ni kama my dust turn into gold. I feel good.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Ken?
Hey, how
are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Niko sawa.
Good to see all of you. Mimi kuna salamu nilisema lazima nilete. During the weekend I was in Nyahururu interacting with a very great team from a hardware store. It was a first one for me. Nyonjoro Hardware Stores in Nyahururu na ni mafans. Hata sikujiintroduce. Waliniona tu akasema ni yeye. So I promised to say hi. Habari watu wa Nyonjoro.
Nyonjoro.
Continue serving them.
Nyonjoro inamaanisha anyway. Kitu.
Good morning.
I was just innocently exploring languages. Roberta, pressure. Kuna pressure mingi sana.
Hii December imekuwa like no other.
Ebu talk to us about how you perceive today's topic.
Kwanza nilienda kwa wedding.
Is life a race against time?
I think that's what society makes it look like. Because the discussion we're having today, you know, is geared towards marriage and kids and all this. And I'm at the age where my age mates are doing this willingly. Mi nashtuka tu, niko kwa sidelines nashanga. Guys, aren't we kids? Like, mnafanya nini?
Ati kids.
Sai si oops. Sai ni watu wako na azin wana plan. Wanakaa chini wana plan. Na me, I'm still prank calling. Like, those are the things I'm doing with my life. So, first of all, it's very, can I say surreal? It's very... it's like a culture shock for me. It's like what is happening? Where huku ni wapi? Hii ni nchi gani? And then not just that, you know, because many people around me are now getting into this very intentionally. I think there's also eyes on me. Well, it might not be outright or direct that this is what we're waiting for, or this is what we're expecting from you, but some of the comments are a bit sketchy. Like there's a wedding I went to, my cousin in December. Unajua ile saa ya kurusha bouquet. I was the tallest girl in that. Kwa madem walikuwa hapo.
Tell me ni ulichukua.
Imagine ilinipita. I don't know. And my family was so disappointed. They were looking at me like, you're literally the tallest girl in the bunch. How do you miss kushika yo bouquet? And that day I went home realizing, oh, this is something these people actually want for me. These are things that people are actually thinking about for me. So it's interesting to see the shift go from, I don't want you to see you near boys. I don't want to see you near any boys to now, where is your boyfriend? Valentine's is coming. Where is your boyfriend? Sasa, nashanga sana. Iyo shock inani shock. But nashanga, what are you guys doing? But I do feel the questions coming in from society and from family. Yeah.
Na nakumbuka tumekuwa every time tunataka kuongelelea tumekuwa tukiuliza where is your boyfriend? How many years down the line?
Makosa
leo. Cutie, do you feel the same pressure? Have you, if you visualize the topic we are talking about, society has written a script for people that you're supposed to do this by this age. For you to be considered normal, these are things you're supposed to achieve by this time.
And
I think we've done that, and is it fair?
I think the pressure is actually mostly on the ladies, let me say on my part, because I've gone through it. I've actually gone through it with my family and with my mom. I love my mom so much, by the way. Shout out to my mom. And I think ilifika point, I didn't want to go home anymore, because every time I go home, we used to have that topic. Every time I go home, we used to have that topic. And I know it comes from a point of love, but I think ilifika tu mali, I just told my mom, I can't do this anymore. Like, I cannot be having this conversation with you all the time. I just told her, God's timing is the best, because I was like, I wish watoi wangekuwa nabaiwa kwa supermarket, because ningekuwa nakaa watano saizi, you understand? Like, it's a process, you understand? So I told my mom, I gave her examples, and I told her, I think my childhood friends, the ones that we've grown up with, I literally gave her examples. I told her, this, and this has happened, and I don't think I want to be in that position. You understand? I told her, if I'm being married by anyone, or if I'm getting kids, it has to be for me. I told her, I can do that for you. Like, I can do it just to make you happy. But what happens to me? Yeah. Like, what happens to me after that? Do you want me to be like in a situation whereby I am married and I'm not happy? I did it for my parents' sake. Kwanza, these church weddings, to be honest, I don't think that's something that I really want to do. It's too much pressure. Like, I will end up spending a lot of money just feeding a bunch of people that I don't even know. You understand? Like, just to make my parents happy or to make the society happy. And I know hii pressure inakujanga na madem, especially unaonekana, unajua unazeeka, unajua 35. Kwanza kuna time statistics zilitoka, and they said 35 now is the menopause. And now everyone was freaking out, like, oh, 35? And I was like, guys, come on. All these things, especially for children, it's God-given, and God's timing is the best. I don't want to be among the people that it's okay to make mistakes, because at the end of the day, but at your own timing. I want you to be at your own timing. Are you happy? Ask yourself, if I'm marrying this man, if I'm doing this church wedding and spending maybe millions of money, or even 800K or 500K, am I in a position to actually sponsor this wedding? Is my husband in a position to actually do it? Because most people break up. Time ya rurashio, time ya wedding, ndo watu kosana sana because of the pressure that is involved. Who said I want to do that wedding? Or, to be really honest, I just want to go to the AG with my husband, and then we just do maybe, like a lunch with my family. Fanye tu vitu tu chini ya maji, polite. Iyo do, si tutumie kujenga hao.
But there's nothing wrong with
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing, guys. Nimeka disclaimer na nikasema, cheki, nimeka disclaimer nikasemaje, is it what you really want? Jiulize we mwenyewe. Within yourself, ask yourself that question. Am I doing this for myself? Am I really happy? Ama utakuwa tu na stress. By the time mwende hiyo honeymoon, mnaanza kuhesabu madeni. You're counting losses, you're counting debts. You're starting your marriage on debts. I'm not saying just take your time. Whatever, if you want that church wedding, take your time. Anza tu mapema, anza kusevia vitu zako mapema. Kama unajua uta-spend 800K or whatever money it is that you want, just do it at your own pace. That's all I'm saying. And always ensure that you do something that you want. Because ujue, watu hoi ni wewe utakuwa na sleepless nights. Ni wewe ndio utakuwa na huyo bwana kwa hiyo nyumba. Ni wewe ndio una change life yako. You're sacrificing everything. So ask yourself, am I willing to sacrifice all this just to make the society happy?
CJ, QT speaks for so many other people out there who are also feeling like, let this be my decision to make. And my question to you would be then, who said that you're supposed to get married by this age? Who said that you're supposed to have children by this age? This line of thought, this type of argument and attitude, ilianza wapi? Where did we, get this from?
Well, I wouldn't tell you where it started.
It must have been informed by something.
But I'll say two things about that. First of all, what we call societal pressure is actually internal pressure. Nobody can exert on you a pressure you don't have. So that's us conforming to what we think other people desire of us. Even when they talk about it, I can't force you to have a meal that you don't like. I wouldn't. You'll just easily tell me, I don't like that food, and that will be it. We dress the way we want, and that's our preference, and you get comfortable in it. So what really comes out as pressure is something that is also clicking on the inside of us. I once had a conversation with some ladies some years back, and they said apart from what happens on the outside, there is what you begin feeling on the inside by yourself. So what comes from the outside affirms the fears that you already have on the inside. So if you're going out to weddings like Bobby was, you know, she's the one feeling like, hey, we are kids. There's something ticking on the inside of her. Nobody has told her anything. But she begins thinking, these are my classmates, these are my age mates, what's going on? She could as well just decide, like, I'll be attending these weddings, and that's not my problem. Let everybody live their life. But internally, she's feeling it. So if I come and say something, I'm going to magnify and amplify the voices that she already has. It happens with everything. You may go into a place and you feel like everybody has money and you don't. You feel everybody's dressed well and you haven't. If you've ever done this when we were in high school as boys, so you do that a lot. Sometimes you take 3 or 4 days before you've showered. You go to a place, nobody knows you haven't showered. You feel everybody knows that you haven't showered because you're very conscious of your own state. So I think part of the pressure comes from the self-consciousness. Your own voice telling you on the inside, you're not driving, you've not built, you're not married, you don't have a kid. So anything that comes from the outside then sits on that pressure. If you can eliminate it from the inside, you will have reduced it. Talking about where that started, I think society always have a way of, you know, certain things becoming the norm slowly. I remember that I would attend weddings when I was a kid. I would attend weddings of people who were 18 and 19, girls were 18 or 19. When they would be coming out of school, they would get married straight. And the gap between the men and the women would be generally about 10 years. So you'd find this 18-year-old woman being married to a 28-year-old man who was supposed to take care of her. That's probably mostly the 80s, and the gap began to become smaller in the 90s, and then you'd find the woman is growing older, so she would be 23, 24, and then it's kept on going. It will always be something that some people just do, then others adapt. Nobody writes a script. It just becomes a norm. In the past, people were getting married at 14 and 15. Today, that's a minor. An 18-year-old, somebody will ask you, what do you know about life? But some of your grandparents got married at 18. Then things changed. Part of it was the economics around, so women wanted to go to school as well and then get their jobs, their careers. So they would say, let's wait until she completes her school and college. That would mean that she'd be about 23 or 24. So these circumstances are the ones that actually write the script. It's not really the people. And then people get into marriage, for example, and they break up, feel like the woman doesn't have much. So a woman will say, I'm going to build myself more before I get into marriage. So the age moves to 30. No script. It's just circumstances that...
How things are changed.
As things change, and the more we get exposed. But then we also have influences, you know. We have a lot of influences. We are a very modern society, very connected. We see things happening elsewhere. We resonate with those sometimes. So it begins to challenge our culture. So I wouldn't say that it's society that puts that on us. But once a precedence has been set, we nearly feel like that is a standard.
That is what we should do.
Yeah.
Ken, lakini tukubali, kuna watu lazima wasukumwe. Kwa pressure sometimes ni kazuri.
Wait, sorry.
Example.
Sorry,
We are not calling names.
Sorry,
Yeah?
let me just put this for QT.
Please don't.
It does, no, I'm on your side, you know. It is not that church weddings are expensive. It's people who make them.
We make them expensive.
You can actually go to church the way you go to an AG's office and have a wedding over there and go home. It is not, that reception part is never part of the church requirement. That is just people.
Those are theatrics now. We are bringing other things into the wedding that make it expensive.
Yes.
If you can't afford the luxuries, then you can do the kuna basic.
You can just go on a Sunday and get joined and then go home.
Unangoja ile time ya announcement wanasema kuna mtu any other. Unaamka na mpoa wako mnasema tuko hapa, hata sisi tulikuwa tumetembea, tuko na ring, we want. By the way, it can happen.
It does happen.
It does happen.
Yes.
Au ni wale watu wakoshua wanatakana. Si hizi games zingine za
zinachezwa. Ken, lakini tuongee ukweli. Hii pressure sometimes inahitajika.
Yes.
No, wanaume tu wanatembea hapa nje, they are not thinking of getting married.
Ama wanawake.
Huko nimekuwa safe kidogo.
No, what we need to understand is the person who is giving you pressure has a concern about you. There are two things we need to separate. It is the what and the how. Sometimes it is the what that people want for you that they are looking forward to. You know, human nature, there is a script, whether we want to assume there is none, there is a script. After birth, the only other two guarantees you have in life after birth are only two, that you will die and you will pay taxes. Those are the only guarantees in life.
Taxes.
But it's a guarantee. Yeah? Now, the problem is nobody knows when the time for death will come.
Yeah.
And so we are always rushing against time to catch up with life on the expectation. The expectation of life is lived by the people, but it is you to determine how to meet their expectation. If my parents want me to get married, they want that. It's the what, it's the marriage. The how I get married is not them to decide, it is me. So we need to separate the what and the how. We had a discussion over Christmas. Our youngest brother, he's turning 29, and hakai hana dalili. Hana dalili mpaka ya kutembelewa. And then I remember sitting there, and my mother and my sister are really pushing this guy. Then I remembered I married at 29. And I told my brother Tony that there is no time for getting married. We've seen people getting married at 18, divorcing at 25. We've seen people getting married at 40, living up to death. So there is no right time to get married. However, you must get married. If you choose,
Must also, that's another
if you
debate as
choose,
well.
if you choose, even biblically, it says, if you choose to be single, stay single. That's Paul telling people. If you choose to stay like me, that's why we have celibacy and we have people who want to engage in adult behavior. The question is, how often will you want to engage as a thief? Yeah? Stealing time, stealing energy, always a visiting girlfriend. When shall you ever be settled? Stop thieving. Commit. The problem we have with the people, the age mates of Bobby, as she puts them, is these people are fearing the commitment that comes with marriage and children because of what they have seen other people going through. And I like reminding people, if you've seen Ken's marriage is not working, it is Ken's marriage that is not working. You're not getting married to Ken, Bobby. Maybe probably yours will work. So learn from what is not working from my side and go and make yours work. We also don't want to commit because we don't want to put in the energy. I've said here that God gave us three things and then he started laughing. He gave us time, money, and energy. And he chose that at no particular time will you have the three. At one time you will have the energy, but you don't have the time, yet you have the money. At another time you will have time and energy, you don't have the money. Yeah? So you must choose what to settle on. And life sometimes gives us something and somebody that will come to complement and add. You're very good with your money. You're very good because you're energetic, but you don't know how to spend your time well. Then get somebody. The problem, again, is our catchment area is so small that when you start looking at who can marry you, you start missing. This one doesn't have this one doesn't. Then enlarge your catchment area. By all means, stop going to your cousin's wedding because probably you share the same family member.
Where?
Go to other people's weddings so that you can see what they do. By the way, I kept telling some young people somewhere. No, it's not personal. Let me advise you. If you want to get married, have friends who are service providers who provide services during weddings. A tent provider, a decor provider, a DJ, a catering. Have those as your friends. Why? Because those guys can be invited anywhere and everywhere. And you get time to travel with them. You get time to interact with other people. And you get to see them. But when it comes to children, this one I am very specific. Please, please, never pressurize anybody to get a child. I will share something personal. When we moved out with my wife, And we started staying together. And we were looking for a baby. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a baby. And our first born was a miscarriage. And then I remember my mom calling me, and I sounded so low, and she was like, "Ai, mulihamia place hatujui. It's a year later. Yeah, it's the time for us to come." So they came with my grandma and my aunties. They are very excited. Their son has gotten married. And then my grandma brought presents to our house, and my auntie. And mom couldn't bring us anything. And she looked at my wife and said, "The reason why sijakuletea kitu is because haujanizaa." It triggered to us that you guys don't even know we've had a miscarriage. And you know, miscarriages of the firstborn really affects men. People don't understand that part. That a miscarriage of a firstborn will affect a man more than even the lady who lost. Because the lady will always say, we can always try again. But the man will be like, "Ai, ama ni mbegu zangu haziwezi shikilia. Zinakaa goalkeeper wa Man U hawezi shika ball." Yeah? Yeah, so we need never to pressurize. And God's sense of humor again. God can choose.
Watu wa Man U hawajafurahi.
Wachana na wao. Yeah? Lazima
tutina uko tu hapa na unakaa.
God's sense of humor safi. God can choose to give a family a child. And God can also choose never to give any other family. But so please never pressurize.
That's people. A very weighty issue, in as much as we may find a light note out of it, but it's a very significant thing you have said. Yeah? And I'll come back to you, Roberta. Wacha tuache ya watoto. Hata tujafika hapo kwanza. Hapa kwa kina ndoa. People sometimes don't understand. Mtu anaona si uko sawa, you're financially stable, umeenda shule, mbona usiolewe. Explain to... in a general perspective, why sometimes it's not that easy as society thinks to just wake up and decide that you can get married anyhow, anywhere. It's not that easy. It's not a decision you just make for people who don't understand.
Kwanza, I think, I like that umepeana hiyo example kwanza, kwa sababu hapo ndo mimi niko. Too much comfort. Peace, happiness, love, you know, as
Kwani nani amekwambia kwa kina ndoa hakuna amani and love?
Sasa sina space ya kucompare. Maybe munite sleepover nione venye kunaendanga ndo nije. Okay, this is exactly what I want.
This thing of saying that I want peace, that's why, who lied to you?
We are very peaceful in marriage.
Unajua, maybe I am the problem. Maybe I am the drama.
No, you're not.
Because as I'm listening to Ken speaking, I'm just thinking, what, a man in my house? Wow. Well, it sounds nice. I mean, who doesn't want the companionship and
protection?
Well, provision. I have a watchman. Well.
Promote your watchman.
Well.
To watch you from within.
Lakini kusema ukweli, Neza taka kupendwa, mtu ananifikiria, mtu ananitext. Unajua simu yangu kwa dry. Lakini afadhali messages zangu mingi ni za M-Pesa. So hiyo siwezi complain. But just as I'm listening to Ken speak, I'm thinking, really, like it, I don't know. Maybe I am the problem because I'm just thinking, I don't know if I like also that QT talked about sacrifice. Like, is this something you want? Because I'm at a space in my life where definitely I would enjoy the companionship, the friendship, the togetherness, the unity, you know, planning together, growing together. It seems like a really, really beautiful thing to do. And I'm not against marriage, actually. It's something I've been thinking about. CJ also called me out. Alisema hizo ni fikira zangu. Hakuna mtu ananipea pressure. It is mimi najishuku. And as I was speaking, I was also thinking, okay, maybe not. Maybe I need to go and actually call myself to a meeting and think about, is this somewhere where my mind has wandered for a bit? But then as I was listening to Ken speak, I'm just thinking, this seems like a really, really huge sacrifice. I don't know if it's because I'm so used to being by myself, doing my own things. I like being in charge of my things, providing that provision and my protection. But I'm pretty sure if somebody came along that made me feel safe or made me think along the lines like, okay, this might make sense, then maybe I'd be open to it. But kuna hiyo security na peace. I'm not saying huko kwa kina ndoa hakuna, lakini mimi ile nimejijengea sasa ina feel tu nikiacha mtu aingie itakuwa ni kama anapamiate. Anakuja tu kuharibu the flow that I've already created.
You don't know what you're missing.
Also, and then also kusema ukweli utanikwambie soko ni chafu.
Ni chafu sana.
Maybe venye Ken amesema ni increase catchment area. Mtu wangu hayuko Nairobi. I don't think.
Ukweli.
Nimetry.
Mimi vile nakuona labda hata yuko Kenya.
Ukimpeleka World Cup.
I need, unaona hiyo umesema make caterer friends. I think the friend I need is cutie. Akipanda ndege tunashikana hivi. Labda. Let me go to Europe and try my luck there. Catchment ya huku Nairobi. Sijui nani knows nani's ex, nani's friends with nani. It's just a bit too much. So I guess that's something else that makes me hold back a little bit. And then also, my reasons are not around fear. I don't think my reasons are about, what if this goes wrong? Because I'm at a space in my life where I'm ready to make mistakes. I'm ready to... Hata mimi kwanza kwa kuna kitu nasemanga mimi nakuanga ready to fall in love. Hata ukiniacha leo. Next week, Tuesday, I will be in love afresh. Mimi nakuanga in love. I don't waste time. I don't cry for long.
Roberta.
Hata this month, hata kuna ule aliniacha December. Sasa hivi already.
Ulikuwa na mtu?
Mimi nakuanga very serious. Na nakuanga
oh my God.
So msifikirie ati nakuanga nimejifungia out of the dating.
You try.
I really do my best.
You've done your part. Ni ile tu bado.
So it's just, I think those are my reasons. So it's not coming out of fear. It's more of, am I ready to let someone permeate? I think if someone is coming into my life, they really, really need... You might call me choosy, picky, standards too high, but whatever. But you see, this is a life I've already created myself. So you have to come and complement it, add to it, match, surpass, be better than me, because anything less, imagine hata nimetry, hata venye mnanishekeleanga sijui broke people, broke men, nimetry, trust me nimetry, lakini tu haiwezi. So wacha tu nijiprotect kwa hii bubble yangu.
Broke men walikudisappoint.
Niwapea chance.
Cutie, why do you use the word sacrifice, and I wanted to probe you on that, but nikasema ntarudi. When you're talking about, am I ready to sacrifice? Why use the word sacrifice? Who told you that kwenda kwa kinandoa you're sacrificing?
Kwa kinandoa ni sacrifice bana. What are you talking about?
Your word is very strong. I mean, I want to understand where it's coming from.
Unajua, there's a lifestyle that I'm living right now, right? Kuna ile life naishi saizi. Unaona venye Bobby anasema, there are those things that you find peace within. Niko kwa nyumba yangu, nimefika, niko solo, nimetulia.
You still be in your house.
Kai, actually my house.
It's still your house.
That's no longer my house. It's our. You see, when you get married or when you're with someone, it becomes our. I can no longer make decisions. Siwezi amka tu hivi niamue tu napanda ndege leo niende sijui wapi. Sijui na you understand, like decisions zinaanza kukua our decisions. I have to consult. I have to ask, hey, are you okay like if I do this? Are you okay with this? Like na hata si ati kuomba ruhusa per se, it's just out of respect, because I believe if I'm letting someone in my life, I actually respect them enough to just let them know that I need to do this. Like just the other day on this weekend, nilikuwa nimeenda girls trip tu na madem tu tuliamka tukasema by this tuende tu na nyuki tuende tujibambe. So imagine if I'm with someone in that house, I need to respect them enough. Please guys, don't get me wrong.
You still go.
No. Let me tell you something. What if this person is not comfortable with this girls trip? What if this person does not understand QT as a brand? What if unajua kuna zile vitu zenye kwanza before you know someone, before you actually get to know someone, hiyo mshaingia, mmejuana, mmeingia kwa kinandoa, but bado yeye anakupenda, yes, na anakuheshimu, lakini kuna tule tu vitu tenye ulikuwa unafanya ukiwa single, ukiwa peke yako. You need to actually sacrifice these things. Mtoi akikam in the picture right now, hakuna mtoto. Parambulation. Mtoto akikuja hata kuangalia hivi akwambia itabidi umetone down kidogo. Na probably no, who says I want to tone down? Who says I want to tone down? Because listen, Safin,
napenda vile mko real.
Tuko realistic, because Safin unaona most of the time hata kuna mabishte wangu tu wenye utaona I don't want to tone down my life, Safin. Mimi nataka bado nikiwa na mtoi na nikiolewa, as much as neza kata zingine, lakini I still want to be QT the brand. I still want to go and watch my football. I still want to go and create my content. I still want to go for the World Cup, whichever country it will be. I still want to do all these things that I'm doing, but in respect to the person that I am dating or married to, in respect to the fact that I have a child. Mtoi akifika 6 months, naonaga watu wanasema, oh, umeacha mtoto, sasa mtoto, bro. Kwani mimi, kwani niulize tu swali, Safi niulize tu swali, na si kwa ubaya. Kwani ni makosa nikiacha mzee kwa nyumba na mtoi, pia siasikie venye pia, siasikie tu venye pia ikana kujanga by the way. You understand? And we lose ourselves. Let me tell you something. Na bahati mbaya inakuanga mostly women lose themselves when they get kids and when they get married. I am not saying it in a bad way. By the way, guys, don't get me wrong.
So is your,
marriage is beautiful.
It's coming from a point of fear and concerns.
Not concern and
what
fear.
Happens
I want this person. I want this person to actually get the fact that nime make already sacrifice. Nimemwala kuje kwa life yangu yenyewe. Kwanza nilikuwa very comfortable. Na mkangasikia Safi na wake up at 4. Nani amesema nikipata huu mse, am I even allowed to wake up at 4? Nimeamka nimeenda nimemwacha.
You will not be allowed.
Listen, nani anamake hiyo break? Si kuna standards mmetusetia huko, mmetuandikia script. Ngoja kidogo, ngoja.
Wacha tuulize wenye wako the other side.
Ngoja nimalize. Ngoja kidogo Safin, but on a very serious note, I think it takes a lot of sacrifice to be in a marriage, to be in a relationship and to become a mother. Kids are not a joke, guys. Mtoi kupata, that's a whole human being. You're responsible for their future and for what they will become into this world.
Right.
Whatever Bobby is right now, whatever I am right now, goes back to my upbringing. So at the end of the day, am I ready? Question is, am I ready to get married? Am I ready to get this child? And at the end of the day, am I ready to... Are you guys going to allow me to still be QT? In this marriage, in this parenthood, I still want to be QT. Yes, napenda mtoto wangu sana kwanza. Napenda mpoa wangu sana kwanza na namheshimu. But wataniacha nikuwe mimi QT. Nikuje hapa saa 2 asubuhi nikuwe kwa TV niongee vitu zenye nataka kuongea. Wataniacha ni travel venye nataka ku travel. You see those kind of things. Hizo ndio vitu zenye ni
ama niulize producer at this point nikuwe host nikuulize wewe.
Swali. Leo mimi nauliza maswali. Mimi niko katikati, middle ground. CJ, hapa tutasaidika kusikia watu dada vile wanaongea. These people they are describing they want. Yes, hapa tutasaidika kweli. But what do you think about the issues they are raising, that this is probably why people delay?
No matter how well Cutie puts it, it's a fear.
It's a fear, isn't it?
It's a fear.
True.
She's afraid of something.
It's a
and
fear.
it's valid.
It's valid, but it's a fear.
You're afraid of something.
It's just a fear that is christened something else. But
and Roberta has big words of calling. But
well,
yeah. The vocabulary aside,
that's just fear that they have. But you see, as I listen to QT and the life that she has structured around her, but she's been able to make adjustments, for example, allow me to just use you.
Yes.
Been able to make adjustment, for example, with work. Because even work puts demand on time. Your energy, there are certain boundaries, there are certain times you've got to come, there's a time that you leave, you can't travel every day, you have scheduled leave days and all of that. If you can work this with work, you can actually work it with a person. Because there's no place, even when you're just alone, there's no place where you'll have absolute freedom. There's just a way that life will put on you certain boundaries. Even when you live by yourself, you'll realize that you've told yourself, like, don't go home beyond this time. Like the structure around QT now, she'll tell herself, I'll wake up at 4. That's a rule by itself that nobody placed on her. And she will say, I sleep by about 7 or 8. So even when you're by yourself, there are rules, which means that all these boundaries are not bad. It is just about whether you value this thing enough to make adjustments for it.
Not sacrifice.
It's adjustment.
Adjustment.
So if
it's sacrifice.
Everything is a sacrifice, because even being single is a sacrifice.
Thank you very much.
Even being single, you sacrifice companionship. You sacrifice. Ken was talking about somebody will bring something else to complement you. So you sacrifice all of this. And why I say it is fear is because you're not very sure that if this person comes in, the ingredient they will bring in will create the kind of meal that you want. So you are scared But so you may sacrifice certain experiences, the experience of companionship, love, vulnerability, just releasing yourself to be under somebody or with somebody, the experience of not having to care about a thing because you're so used to being in control. That's what I keep on hearing Bobby and Cutie talking about, because they keep on talking about their life that I've structured. That's just a control thing. And so now they don't know how to lose control and to let go of that control. So when somebody says, when Bobby will talk about, I don't know how to have a man in my house because this is her queendom. Yeah. And she doesn't know how to release the queendom. It's a matter of control. But there's an experience you cannot have until you let go. So that's also a sacrifice that you're making. You can't fly if you don't trust a pilot. So if you always feel like, flying is dangerous, you'll never fly, which means there are places you'll never go. Because there's some places you'll not walk to, there are places there are no buses to. So you will also contain your experiences because you do not trust that the other experience is valid. So I think it is important for us to understand that every side of life has its sacrifices, has its adjustments, and everything has its benefits that it brings, and it may not be tangible benefits. Some of those things are very intangible, that you will not know the benefit of love until probably you've fallen in love, or just having somebody around until you have somebody every day with you. So it's not something you can really define. But I hear Bobby as well, saying everybody knows everybody. But let me just tell you this. I don't think there's a place as messed up as the West. Sometimes we really magnify the mud around here. I don't think that there's anywhere where romance is as messy as the Western world. We can't compare. In fact, the mess here, the mud here, came from there. They muddied the waters, but they have a way of packaging their messes to look fashionable. So we actually admire their messes, but theirs is so messy.
It's bad.
It's worse. They'll leave you and go for your mama,
And it's okay. And it's okay. And it's
seems so.
And someone will tell you, I'm in my 7th divorce.
Yeah,
okay.
and so you see, you broke up and... So I think we also cannot expect perfection.
Yeah, true.
And nobody has a label on them that these are used goods or stuff. These are the conditionings of our head. When Ken was talking about, if my marriage does not work, it doesn't mean yours won't work. It's also possible that if you marry Ken after that one, it would work. It is possible that there's a compatibility around that. So,
or lessons learned. Lessons
learned, growth has happened, better fit, different perspectives, priorities change. So I think this fear needs to be removed. It is okay to choose to be alone. It is okay to choose not to get into marriage or something. But it is also okay for you to say, can I just go into this thing with an open mind without having all these my hang-ups, my fears, wanting the person to fit into my script? Can we just go in and then we write our own
script? Figure it out. Yeah. Ken, but again, to be the devil's advocate, don't you think society may have also failed, the people who are looking up to it? For example, if you look at the marriages of today, the relationships of today, I heard Roberta, na nilimsikia vizuri when she raised that concern. Yeah? Hizo examples iko wapi? What is being sold out there? What are we seeing? Who do we emulate? Ukiangalia what is happening today.
Yeah.
Does it justify the fears?
Like a married person and a committed married person, I never chose to get into marriage to go and make it not work. It's what happens along the way that makes marriages not work. But nobody chooses that theirs will not work. Everybody yearns for a successful marriage, to be a successful parent. That's why you see most schools even call parents of the candidates for some marathon and running in preparation for your son might be the top in the country and you may want to run dancing with them. But deep down, we also know that not everybody will be the top. The people whose marriages don't work are actually most of them prayer warriors. They pray for the marriages of others, and they hope that somebody somewhere is praying for them. We might have a rotten society, but that does not mean that the curse of the rottenness must continue. We can always say, if my mother's marriage and her mother's marriage did not work, then mine should work by all means. I come from a very dysfunctional family. My grandma's marriage did not work. My mother's marriage did not work. And I chose and I told myself, and I prayed to God that mine will work, irrespective of the challenges that we go through. On Friday, I was teaching some people and I was telling them, I am a very imperfect person. And I know it myself. Actually, only the close people know how imperfect I am. I also did not marry a perfect person. But in our own imperfections, we take time to go and contract every August, because it's our anniversary. Every August, we must go back to a contract and say, can we review the year, how it was, and we look forward to the next year, how we are going to prepare for it. In our own imperfections, we try to make a perfect house. What QT was saying, she will relinquish her house. She's forgetting that when you leave your own house and a man leaves his own house, you come together and create a home. A home can never be created by one person. So you can never say, I have a home. You can always say, I have a house. But a home is only created by two people. QT nitakuombea after this. What we also need to understand is, even when you're happy, and everybody deserves happiness, you could be happier on the other side. Just make the decision of crossing over. Who said that is all gloomy? Who said that life is all about living with a script? No, it's all about having somebody to hold you also accountable. Somebody who will be your accountability partner. And somebody who will tell you, QT, maybe language QT doesn't have only to inform the father and the mother that Nina fly. Probably she does not tell the father. Probably anampigianga dad niko Frankfurt. Now you have also somebody who is concerned, and somebody who can even fund the trip. Yes, you can afford it alone, but who said if 50% is met, you cannot.
Now we're talking.
Life can be sweeter and happier. Roberta, let me tell you something. I thought I was complete at 29. Actually, I thank God that I took time. During my 20s, I really struggled. I actually also wanted to go to the seminary to become a priest. And I failed in my quest. I went back to university, and it's during the university that I told myself, I think now I won't go back to wanting to be a priest. I could try with somebody. And when I tried, by the way, labda ningekuwa bishop. True, nilifunguka macho. Unajua mtu amesomea Udhero Primary, Udhero Girls, but then it was a mixed school. So my life was localized. But now I get to a university where it's an international university. You start engaging with people from other African countries. Actually, CJ, let me echo what he has said. I had thought that marrying a white person is always right and gloomy, and you look bubbly. But then I started interacting with the people. And I said, God, we are Africans and Africa is our business. Wacha nirudi Kemende. That's how I got it right. So let me say this, without mincing my words. You could be happy, you could be happier. You could also live your own happiness and become sadder. There is no script for a successful marriage. It is the script owners and the writers who are the two people and the other two role models who are going to help them. And if you listen to your best couple, I have a very good best couple, Cyrus, my dad and the wife, and he tells me, please never repeat this mistake I made that made your mother be unhappy with me during our first 3 years of marriage. So deep down it lingers in my mind that if he made that mistake, I don't want to repeat the same mistake.
All right, we have very few minutes left, and I want us to give our final thoughts, Ntanzia Roberta, as we end this. There was that issue that came up. Who said that you must get married? Who said that you must have kids? In as much as we've painted a very rosy, image about what marriage is, but then again, kuna watu wana feel like, must I? Mbona mnani pressure? Tumalizie hapo.
Mimi kwanza, I think niko lucky. I come from parents who do not pressure me to, you know, get into that. Mimi ni mimi kichwa ngumu, so wanaona hapo hiyo ni live wire, wacha tu tuachane na yeye. But I think please parents especially do not push your kids to get into things that they're not ready for. And everyone else who's feeling like they're of that age, or if you're going through the feelings I'm going through, you know, you're wondering, is this something I might want to dabble into? Is it something I feel ready for, or I just want to be alone? Please really, really think about it. Because as Cutie said, this is very big decisions you're making, and it is your decision. You get to live with it. You get to go back home to that person. You get to go home back to these kids. So please be intentional even with these decisions. I would say if it's something you truly, truly want for yourself, be honest. Sema nataka. Nataka kupendwa. I want to be loved. I want to be in a relationship. I want to be married. If you don't want, also just have the same conviction. Hakuna mtu atakuchapa, sisi ni adults. Hakuna mtu atakuforce. Well, unaweza pewa pressure kiasi, but as long as you're making the decision internally, you're good to go.
You're good. Cutie?
Never succumb to pressure. Just do what makes you happy. I do what makes me happy. I live my life. I'm a living testimony of just... do what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, do you. Mi sitaki kuingia kwa vitu alafu nianze kusema wende uliniforce niingia hapo, but just do you. And if you're ready, only when you're ready, do those things when you're ready, whether it's marriage, whether it's a job, whether it's kids, just do them when you're ready, because at the end of the day, those are decisions. You have to live with the consequences. Wewe ndio utaumia. Uko ready kuumia ama kusacrifice? Ask yourself that question.
Yeah. CJ?
I think ladies have a luxury that men don't. You'll rarely hear men say things like, do what makes you happy. I've never had, I don't know whether Ken has had, I've never had, men don't talk about happiness. It's do what you've got to do.
Be the man.
and then choose to be happy about what you've done. Just be happy in it. But I think I will reiterate what I said earlier, that most of the pressure is internal. If that can be curbed, no matter what people say, you'll realize that it doesn't really resonate in you, because it's the voice you hear on the inside that amplifies what people have said. If somebody tells me that I'm not good enough and I go home and I don't think about that, that word will not stick. But if I'm already feeling that, then they say it, it will amplify. So when I go home and I'm sleeping, I'll keep on hearing that thing. You're not good enough, you're not good enough. So if I can work on my internal voices, even around the choices that I make, and say at this stage, this is what I want to do. This may come at a certain stage, so I'm not in competition with anybody. If somebody is getting married, praise God. If they're getting babies, good for them, happy for them, but I'll do it in my time. You'll realize that the pressure eases. The next thing I'm going to say is we assume that when somebody's 25, they're ready for marriage. But you see, they've spent all their years in school preparing for a career. We generally don't prepare for relationships. So when this person is getting to 25, 27, 28, that's probably why the anxiety also comes in, because you're expected to walk into something that you have not prepared for. You have prepared for a career, you've prepared for a profession or something else, and then suddenly you are told you're of age, get married, but you were never allowed to socialize. So sometimes that will also cause an anxiety around
All right, Ken?
I would say the moment you find yourself employing defenses in a conversation, you're avoidant or you're protecting yourself. You need to ask yourself, why do you have to employ defenses when people talk to you what they think is right? So face your fear and you'll be better.
Kwa person me attack directly like
Hey, see me sawa basi.
Niko tu na two things, yeah? Just know what you want. If you want to get married, kaa chini na ujiulize, is this something I want for myself in the near future? Then start preparing yourself for it. I mean, usijifungie huko kwa bedsitter yako, unaenda tu library and those close sessions. I mean, present yourself to the world, interact, network, work on yourself. Anza kujipanga, meet people, talk to people, fall in love, fall out of love, try again, until the day you will get somebody mwenye mneza endana nae. But if you don't, that's not your decision.
That's okay.
Make everybody around you aware that, guys, by the way, this pressure that you guys are putting on me on this marriage thing, this is my thinking about it, this is my decision, and let's not keep having this conversation each and every time. As in, it's just about deciding. Unataka ama utaki, Roberta?
Nataka.
Ama utaki? Yeah. Once you decide that, then you begin working towards it. Asante sana. I know you just scratched the surface, but we all agree the pressure is not necessary. I mean, it's not an easy decision that you make as a person. Tuache watu wa make your decision wenyewe when they are ready, when they want it. My name is Safina Chengoma. It's always a pleasure. Let's do this again next week. Same time, same place.